Cluskey again. Weather's getting better. We're into nearly springtime now, so I haven't got so much clothes on. It's lovely. And here I am up in the Downs, powering up this hill, getting fitter and fitter and fitter and fitter and fitter. So it's Deck Cluskey, Serious Riders Guild, makehits.com. I always ask the question, are you a member? If you're not a member, why are you not a member? You should be, it's easy. I'll put the details on the screen below. Had a question from a member this morning, Serge, French guy, very nice. He seems to be trying a lot of different businesses, and I wish he would just stick to the one he loves, which is making music. He actually asked me to do a day's consultation with him, and yes, I do that. I have to be convinced that the person is serious, because unfortunately I have to charge quite a lot of money, but it is an unbelievable service where I go and I have a look at the complete operation, what you're using, what you look like, where you live, your accounts department, everything about it. Did one for a university recently, and that was looking at a studio complex which they had built, and they spent an awful lot of money on it, and it was, I can't tell you how bad it was. It was sad that a government run organisation can spend so much money and just get it completely wrong. And I moved in, and I hope they've taken my recommendations. But there. So Serge was asking me, said even with the consultation he had with me and everything else, and I said his gear was terrific. It really, all Pro Tools, it was exactly as I said, everything was set out perfectly. And he said he wasn't happy with what he was producing. And I said to him, Serge, did you do the very first thing I asked you to do when you got serious in this music? He said, what's that, Deck? And I said, Serge, it's what I ask all people to do getting into this business when they've got a studio set up, they got the acoustics right, they got all the equipment right, the plug-ins, they got the outboard equipment, they got Pro Tools, as I always say. And then I say, get a chart record. And it doesn't matter what the chart record is, any chart record, preferably one with music. Rapping is a different animal, so I would say hip hop, leave that slightly aside. But a normal Rihanna track, a Gaga track, Gaga preferably, because I do like the production, and just make an exact copy. Put the 2 tracks of stereo into your Pro Tools. So that's for reference. Make sure there's no plugins or anything. Make sure you haven't got if you're going into a mixing desk, you haven't got anything affecting it at all, and it's absolutely flat EQ. So that's a reference all the time. And then just start to make an exact copy. Start with the drums, get the kick, pick out the kick that you're going to use. You may think that you can use a loop. Perhaps a loop might work. And I have to turn around here, and I'll tell you what, I'll put the camera there. Hello, isn't that incredible? Oh, and the sea spawn over there. I always have to show you that. I'm absolutely blessed with this view. I'm going to walk down a different way actually. This is down towards the sea. So you start with the kick drum, then the snare, hi-hat, listen out for any other stuff. Might be cymbals in there. Very rarely use cymbals nowadays. Tom-toms, very, very seldom you'll hear toms on a modern day pop record. And I say to you, you know, make sure it is a pop record. Don't just go for your Mott the Hoople that you loved in 1967 or whatever, or the Stones that you loved in 1973. No, it has to be something in the charts at the moment. So you get that together, then have a listen out for what synths you think they're using, what sounds, and then work on the synths that you've got. And there's all sorts of parameters in this modern day synths, and even in synth plugins. that you can adjust and get the sound as accurate as you can. And it's quite easy actually to emulate what you hear on the track. And then listen out for a lot of sounds, as in noises, because noise arrangements are very, very popular today. I'm doing a lot of them at the moment, I find, especially in ballads, strangely enough. Using noises as rhythm and just little effects. Instead of using a string, 3 notes on strings, use 3 noises or 3 bits of a noise. So I said that's what you do. Well, then once you got all that together, have a listen to the guitars. If you're a guitarist, well and good. If you're not a guitarist, get a guitarist in. Make sure he's a modern day guitarist with a modern guitar. Don't go for one of these guys with ancient equipment saying it was all terrific in the old days. Don't believe in that at all. That's absolute rubbish. You want a today guitar with a today player, and you want today equipment. As I say, none of this old rubbish of, oh, my Fender Twin is terrific. No, it's not. It's crap. And I will argue the toss with anybody about that. My equipment is absolutely state-of-the-art today equipment. And then have an idea, before you start spending money on a guitar player like that, have an idea of what is on the track, what you're trying to emulate, what you're trying to copy. Have an idea of what effects are there on the guitar. There's usually at least 2, if not 3 or 4 tracks of guitar. So you got to be prepared for that and be able to do all those tracks with the guitar player, or if it's yourself, with yourself. Then you start listening for the lead vocal. Now hopefully, I would suggest you put a lead vocal down. Oh, I've got to show you this view again. Isn't that incredible? Look at that. Oh. And that's back up the downs. There's the sun right in your eyes. Put down a guide vocal near the start of the project. So you got something to work with, and everybody that you bring into the studio has got something to work with. You may have to bring in a keyboard player, actually. I forgot about that. Keyboard player to help you with the keys, because you may not be a great keyboard player. Now, then you get onto the back vocals. Now this is where 90% of music people fall down, is they don't understand the meaning of the word vocal arrangement. You've heard me on about that an awful lot. Vocal arrangement is what makes hit records. It's as simple as that. A vocal arrangement could have the lead vocal, it could have oohs and ahs back vocals, it could have riffs, loops of vocals going on, it could have telephone voices. There could be, sometimes I will use 4 or 5 differing ideas in back vocals going at the same time. So you've got to examine the track that you're working on, the original, go to the reference 2 tracks and see what's there. And then plan out how you're going to emulate that. Now maybe you're able to do it yourself. I mean, for instance, I have done all the Bachelor stuff. I mean, all those mega harmonies. That's just me. Honestly, crazy as it may seem. And I never tell anybody that because I always think it's better for people to think it's loads and loads of people in the studio. But it is actually all me. It has been since 1984. Now, plan it out. Then you may have to get back vocalists in, and you may have to get somebody to write the back vocals for you. Spend a few bob. It really is worth it. So spend a few bob getting it done, and then do it properly. That's my advice. And then the lead vocal, get in either yourself or get in a singer and do an exact copy. And that will teach you an awful lot. I said to Serge, it teaches you the complexity. Look at this hill I'm going down. Isn't that amazing? The complexity, ooh dear, oh dear, the complexity of vocal arrangements. This is actually where I come sledging when the snow is here. We sledge all the way down here. And I once, do you see the cars down the bottom? I once sledged all the way down, and went crashing right through the car park and straight into a car. Nearly killed myself. But it will teach you, in examining what's there and emulating it, copying it exactly, it will teach you the complexity of what's required today for a today chart vocal. So there we have it. That's what I said to Serge. I say that to nearly everybody who I talk to about arranging and putting together hit records. And I know for a fact that very few people listen to me. They don't do it. It's just, they think they can do it their own way and have no success. But listen to Dec, listen to what I'm saying. And Serge particularly, he will listen, and I know he will. And with pleasure I'll go and listen to what Serge is doing, because he's such a nice guy. And he gives me lovely presents. He gives me boxes. And in the boxes is a bottle of green chartreuse, which is the most astonishing liqueur. So Serge, if you're looking at this and listening, thanks for the boxes of green chartreuse. And when you got that track done, let me know. So this is Dec Cluskey. I'm going very slowly here because this is an incredibly steep hill and I might kill myself if I don't look where I'm going. Dec Cluskey. See you next week. Serious Writers Guild. makehits.com. Are you a member of Serious Writers Guild? You should be. See you next week. Bye. The home of the Serious Writers Guild.